So
Maybe I have a number on here. They keep
we'll
the
figure out how to
allocation
put it
the
on. We'll figure out how to post it. But
same. Did we post the last two?
no, we haven't posted any of them.
Okay. I just had that question from a couple people saying, when are you going to post the other two?
I guess I'll have to figure that out.
If you can send me the video, I'll post it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can send it by
I
email.
think they're too big. I think I'm just gonna have to post it.
Okay.
I'll put it on. Lynn, would you put all that on a flash drive and give it to me today?
It doesn't have a number. I just usually it has a number.
Yeah, there's annual allocation.
Yeah, well, we give them money every year, but
How much?
Which one are you looking at now?
South Central Public Health
Community Action
or
Partnership.
Community Action, sorry.
Oh, I didn't look that one up, but the last one I looked up, it was a 4,000 one that,
Yeah.
when you told me it was 4,000, I looked it up.
I think it's been the same the last couple of years. I just wanted to make sure that.
So do we have a letter?
Yeah, we got a letter. It just didn't have a number in it.
Does it come out of the Commissioner's Special?
Yes.
Well, if you just go ahead and put it in the green folder, then I can look it up and I'll put it on next week as an action item.
Okay.
Because don't you have to do it by action item?
Yeah.
And it's not on there, so yeah, put it in the green folder with the note. I'll look it up and put it on an action item for next week.
All right, let's go ahead and get started this morning. Welcome everybody. It is Tuesday, February 22nd. We'll start the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners out with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Start this morning with claims and minutes. Looks like we've been doing 1,500 a year
Okay.
on that.
Okay.
Okay. Did you need something from the budget too? You just said a minute ago, but I don't know what you
Oh, you asked me about something.
Oh, speaking of budget and the IT thing, I'm sure that it's always over. I'm not sure why that only the clerk and the sheriff and the treasurer have,
Probably all should have IT lines.
The Commissioner's Special.
but they don't. And there's nothing for the courthouse itself under IT. I think it's always just been, obviously gone over every year because there's just no way. And especially when I get billed for a quarter at a time. First time I looked at that bill, I was in shock. And then I looked at it, I was very unhappy that it was, I think, August, September, October. August, September, October. So 2 months of that should have been in the other fiscal year.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that was problematic just in itself.
exactly. And then when I saw this quarter, I haven't had a chance to talk to Bob about the billing yet.
I can feel that wind coming in through
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, that one actually felt a little bit good.
It
I was
did.
sweating from the heat.
Did you guys all print, the printout for Mary?
I didn't print it, but I have it
Okay.
in the email.
So, did you get the central registry? Oh, let me look and see if you were on the list. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and forward you this information, Cindy, on the central registry.
Okay.
The new one they're trying to adapt.
What's it for?
You know, where we all have to plug in all our numbers so that they can see every time we spend on what.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that one.
I probably got it too, but, wasn't that done by legislation and that hasn't passed, has it?
No, it's just from Wolf's office talking about how they'd like to change things in the future.
So, when you went to the conference, did they talk about it at all? Is it like going to be a software that we all use so that we don't have to use the AS400 or CAI anymore? You don't?
So it is a software that we all use, but they had, and that's why I wanted you to call those other clerks. They had 8 clerks that were part of their trial and have all been putting their numbers in it. So that's where you're going to have to get most of your information on the software and how it works. But yes, there's a certain website and software that everybody is going to have to plug all their numbers into.
I'm surprised that not very many clerks are talking about it in the clerks group.
Right?
Because I know that Computer Arts isn't working very good for them right now. And they sold to another company that promised to make it better, but I don't know where they're at on it. For us to have to change I would never change to Computer Arts because there is so many problems and no support for it much.
Some people have changed. What is the one the sheriff has? Zerkers. So a lot of people have changed to that one. It also has, but just changing itself is a huge process.
Not only that, it's expensive.
Yeah, really expensive. Yeah.
I remember Suzanne talking about the AS400 that we bought it used from Elmore County, and I think it was when I was doing jury commissioner that one of the reports still had Elmore County on it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to come in on Friday and listen to the legislative update at 11 in the office so that
We can move it over.
yeah.
I'll clean off my desk in there, or the other desk. If you guys want to do it in there, and I can listen also.
I did have a call from the courts, and they can only take out 12 to 1, and I told them that we would be ready to serve them. Daisy's going to come get hers and then bring it back to the office so the girls can stay.
Okay.
So I told her we'd be ready to get them plates, hopefully right at noon.
Okay.
We were supposed to just bring desserts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to remind everybody that we are tax exempt and should not pay any taxes.
Who do we pay taxes to?
Well, I found a couple in the sheriff's, and here's one for Ashley.
It's really hard because,
All I do is ask, and they usually accommodate.
and most of them won't with me. They won't. They tell me I have to fill out this form. It takes 2 to 3 weeks to get it through the office.
Yeah, Office Max did that to me the last time.
Several of them do
This
that.
is the Red Lion, though, and the Red Lion.
Oh, they should accommodate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 5, 7, 8. There's about $12 worth of taxes here that we should not pay.
Hotels generally will. That shouldn't be a problem. But the ones I'm talking about is like box stores. They
Yeah.
will not accommodate.
There's another one. It's this one, Red Lobster.
Well, we used to send them back, subtracting a tax from it, and it was usually accepted.
on the, like, we probably could on that Red Lion one.
Yeah.
Brenda's done that many times. She crossed out the tax, put our tax exempt number, and sent him a check.
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
would
that I photocopied our tax exempt number, and I keep it right in my wallet, and I show that.
Mm-hmm. That usually works really just fine with hotels. It's more of the box stores that are the problem. Retail.
There's another one for Family Dollar.
We better put in an email with our tax exempt number and try to get everybody to start
Well,
asking at least.
there you can get. I print out a ST-101, which is the tax exempt form,
Yeah.
and all you have to do is leave the seller blank and see if they'll accept it.
Like I said, it doesn't always work. I tried to do it in a couple places in Twin, and they just told me, well, it would take a month, and you have to go through
Their corporate office.
corporate.
Yeah, and they have their own tax exempt form, because that's what happened to me at Office Max. But our old one was still in the system. It's just they had their own form they wanted me to use.
I did fill one out at Winco, and they allowed us to do tax exempt there. So we have Winco, we're on file. You just have to show our number.
The 82, the federal ID number.
Yeah.
I used to have it on the back.
So I've done it a couple of places, but some of them make it really difficult.
I think Walmart's easy, because when I was doing elections, I just had the
You show your
tax ID
card.
number on the back of my business card.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And
Yeah.
where it says tax, it has a TA.
Cindy, can you look up and see who put the roof on the maintenance building? It was when Rick was in office, so 2 years ago, 3 years ago max. 2 to 3 years ago, we had a membrane roof put on the maintenance
Is that
building.
the same company?
No,
Archie? Okay.
no, Archibald is retired.
Oh, so now we just have to pay somebody else again?
Well, they didn't do it originally. These guys did originally, and they split sheets, and we never could get them to come. That was our problem children.
Right.
And then Archibald came and fixed it,
Right.
and but now he's retired, and he's not taking any work.
That's what I'm saying. So do we have to find somebody new?
Yes. So we just had a really good bid either 2 or 3 years ago on that maintenance building. I want to say it was like 23,000 or something.
I called Rick
Yeah.
and he,
So if
Is that
you
the one
could
you're
look up
referencing?
who we got, then I could get
Uh,
them.
yeah, those
Here.
two.
Who did the
Two different
maintenance,
names.
yard?
Yeah, and what didn't show that on these other.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So those will be okay.
I think those will be okay.
All right, ready when anybody is. I don't know what to do on this. Maybe I should put something out on our Facebook page. For the county.
Yeah.
Maybe some youngster will volunteer to come in and help me do it.
Get a high schooler and try to find somebody that's interested in accounting or numbers and,
No, I mean taking it off of the
oh.
SD card and putting it into the thing. Once we figure out how to do that, then I don't think we need to do anything on the other. But first we have to figure out how to do that, I guess.
Okay, before we start with the motions, you've got Ironwood Industries, you've got a question mark under utilities for the youth center.
So I just wondered why it was under utilities, that claim. What it was a materials advance for a grant that we got to build a shed. And so I'm wondering why it's under utilities. That was all.
You want to see it?
Cause I mean, it's just a materials advance for a shed.
And that's the one on the commissioner special.
No, this was a youth center one, which is just a pass-through account, but, so it was a materials advance for the shed we're having built, but for some reason, in the category, it says it's under utilities, and I thought that was,
just an error in the number.
so I thought we should check that, that's all.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay. I'll have
cause I don't
it.
think it
Yeah.
should be under utilities.
No. Should be under, well, is it the youth center fund? Is it still the one?
It says Ironwood Industries Youth Center expense, utilities,
What's the fund?
invoice,
The
youth
fund
center
number.
building. It's 3950-00018.
I think we have a number for
Vendor number. where's the-
utilities where we put electric bill and stuff.
I was just looking for a fund number. Yeah, it's on the claim.
Anyway, I just wanted you to check and make
Probably,
sure that
yeah.
it wasn't going where we needed electric bills are going. That could skew our
Yeah, no.
reports.
Yeah.
So Kim's we can't. Can we do Kim's now?
Yeah.
No, we can.
Yeah, we can do Kim's.
Commissioner Hubert, are you ready? I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes for the Lincoln County Commissioners Monday, February 14th, 2022, as presented.
I wasn't here, so I'll let you second that.
I'll second that. We have a motion and second to accept the meeting minutes as presented for February 14th. Any questions or concerns on those?
And then,
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes, motion passes.
I'll make a motion to pay the accounts payable for Lincoln County for Kim's in the amount of $3,038.86.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and second to pay the Kim's account in the amount of $3,038.86. Any questions or concerns?
None here?
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes.
I will make a motion to pay the accounts payable for Lincoln County with a couple of small corrections. On page 2, under coroner's office, there should not be any names written on that one. So that has been scratched off. And then, under Ironwood Industries, if we could check the vendor and the category under utilities for that one. So the total amount would be $44,895.20.
Madam Chairman, I feel that the bill from Sawtooth Plumbing and Heating.
Can I interrupt you just 1 second?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and second for discussion then. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. You second?
I seconded
Okay.
that.
Thank
Sorry.
Sorry for being out of order.
That's okay.
This bill was for thawing at the,
Meter.
I just want to make sure they have that in the right place. Yes. And it was at the meter base, so I feel that this bill for $480 should go to the city instead of us paying that.
Okay.
It's
How do
worth
you
a
feel?
ask, because
Um,
it is at the meter.
we may need to, it's definitely worth that ask. We may need to separate how much he did in the roof versus at the meter, you know what I mean, as far as separating the bill, but we definitely should have that discussion before we pay it. So how much is that bill?
$480.
480 even?
Yes.
Okay,
And,
so
let's see, 230 was for 2 hours of labor for Paul Liganici, and one thaw machine for $250.
So we just need to list
So-
the labor.
So I just took the whole thing off for discussion and we can put it back on. So our original total was $44,895.20. If you take off 480, it comes up to $44,415.20. But I would like to hate to have Paul hanging out there, but I suppose he'll be okay for a week. We'll just address it next Monday. Is that okay?
That's okay by me.
All right, so are you okay with redoing your motion to the 44,415.20?
Yes, I'll make a motion to pay the accounts payable for Lincoln County in the amount of $44,415.20.
And
Okay.
then put that bill in the green folder and I'll have, Lynn call the city.
Okay. All right, I'll second that. We have a motion and second. Pay the accounts payable for 44,415.20. All in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes, motion passes.
I will make a motion to pay the accounts payable to Ireland Bank for Lincoln County in the amount of $3,887.74.
One more time on the amount.
Oh, sorry, with the, looking at the Commissioner's Special, if you could look at that, Cindy. It is $3,887.74.
Commissioner special for what?
There was one on there under Commissioner Special that I didn't really think should be.
How much was it?
$124.75. I've highlighted it.
What was it for?
Ireland Bank, juvenile probation, travel and meals.
I thought it should be under
Training.
training, not a Commissioner Special.
Training and hotel, training and meals.
Because everybody has a training line and we don't need to hit our specials up
No.
for those. So.
Yeah, I'll change the fund.
Okay.
Now that was a motion,
Yes.
and you did have the new amount on there.
The amount didn't change.
The amount's
It didn't
the same,
change.
it
Okay.
just, yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and second to pay the claims for Ireland Bank in the amount of $3,887.74. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes. Okay. We've got 5 minutes. Do we actually have, we have correspondence and old business last. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't know how long the, 10:30 and, well, all of them from 10:30 to 11:30.
Okay. Just got an email from Mary.
Did you check your email from Seth?
Yes, I have that up to discuss as well
Very good.
today.
Morning.
Did we,
Didn't see you coming in.
where do you have that?
I can't believe I snuck in.
Right as a mouse.
I just got that email just now. I pulled it up to discuss like during correspondence.
Okay.
You know.
I haven't had a chance to read through the whole thing yet.
Yeah, and were you on at the 11 o'clock legislative update on Friday? Okay, because they went over it then, but they've written it out better here because it's hard to take all the notes necessary, you know, so he's written it out better. But it appears to be a huge change in
Yeah.
property taxes.
Kind of concerns me just.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go into action items and get busy. Richfield fire rent increase. Let me look and see if I've got that letter. Okay. This is from the Richfield Fire Protection District, and it says, Dear Commissioners, the Richfield Fire Protection District is raising the rent on the bay for the Lincoln County ambulance to a minimum of $600 per year, with subject to change if the utilities continue to increase. I did get a call from, this is from their secretary, Luann Swinston, but I got a call from the Board of Commissioners, and they said that their electric bill alone was $1,800 a year. So that didn't include any of the other utilities, but being that it was $1,800 a year, they would like to split that into thirds for the people who use the bay. And we've been paying $300 a year for rent on that bay for the ambulance, and they'd like to raise that to $600 per year.
I don't remember what, we paid for a lot of that, the way I remember. And then, can you refresh my memory
Sure.
on that?
Sure. So back when it was a QRU, So it wasn't Lincoln County Ambulance.
Yeah.
The QRU had, and then I'm going by my memory here, but I believe it was $10,000 that they donated towards the building itself to be built, so that they could have a bay. But that was many, many years ago, and they never paid anything for maintenance or utilities or anything for years and years. Well, then when it was changed to the ambulance district and there was no longer a QRU, they asked us if we would pay $300 a year to help them with utilities. And so we had agreed to pay $300 a year to help them with utilities on that bay, because the ambulance has to be kept plugged in. Matter of fact, it has 2 plug-ins, the ambulance.
Okay, so I'm beginning to remember that from all those years ago. We're not paying for any rent on that. It's strictly in electricity.
Yeah, it's for utilities.
Okay, okay.
And that's how it was put to us originally, was that yes, the QRU did help build the building many, 30 years ago, at least. I'm not sure when the building was built. Was 30 years ago, Linda? Probably?
Yeah, at least that.
Yeah. Anyway, they put in $10,000 at that time, but they never charged them anything for maintenance utilities. But then in 2018, that we changed and put the Ridgefield crew on the Lincoln County Ambulance. The QRU went away. Anyway, and at that point we started paying $300 a year for utilities. They just said it's just getting too high, and I'd like to kind of look at that. I don't know what their deal is with their levy, but it doesn't appear as though they have been taking their 3% regularly. There's some discussion on whether they've been able to, whether they've been out of compliance. I don't know.
Which taxing district is this one?
Fire.
So they were out of compliance until the very last minute, and then they finally pulled it together, and so the State Tax Commission put everybody into compliance with the exception of the city. So they are in compliance now, so I'm not sure why.
Okay, because they didn't seem to think they've been taking that regularly over the years, and they may not have been, because you don't know who the commissioners were at the time.
Right.
But anyway, so they're trying to figure out how to, of course, have a little more money in their coffers so they can pay their bills. So there's the request letter for $600. It is listed as an action item.
So I just want to clarify the utility. They're saying the utilities went up to $1,800 a year
On just electric.
just on electric, and that's including from when to when. Do you know the time frame on that?
I think they pulled it on October to September because they run the same years we do.
Okay.
So
Thank you for refreshing my memory. That's real clear now. It was just for the utilities. And so, was there a motion on that?
No, do we want to keep it as rent, or do we want to use it as a utilities reimbursement on the contract, so it's clear in the future?
I don't think we have a contract. I think they just asked us, and we can certainly write in there that it would be a utilities reimbursement.
I think we had an agreement at that time, and so I think it should be under utilities.
Utilities, just for clarification.
Because we're not paying rent on that. That was the cash that we put into it.
Well, and there was some argument that the cash put into it was not from the county. That
Yeah.
was from the QRU fundraising. So keep that kind of clear in your mind too, because that was a whole different thing. They fundraised for that for that $10,000. So
So do you want me to?
yeah, you can just write utilities reimbursement.
Okay. I'll make a motion to allow the increase to $600 per year for the Ridgefield Fire Protection District for utilities reimbursements
That's
from
per
Lincoln
Mm-hmm.
year.
County Ambulance
Yeah, for you.
Per year.
per year.
I'll second that.
We have a motion second to allow the increase to $600 per year for the Ridgefield Fire Protection District for utilities reimbursement.
Is that only paid once a year?
Yes. All right, all in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes, motion passes. Brenda just found it easier when we were paying the $300 just to write one check than split up than trying to
I'm
write
okay
a
with
check
that
every
too.
month,
I just
you know.
wanted to clarify.
So yeah, just once a year. Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it makes makes a difference, but if you're collecting rent, auditor might look at that differently as opposed
Oh, I
to
see.
a utilities reimbursement.
Good idea. Just to make mention,
$10.99.
having that ambulance in Ridgefield has been wonderful and really a needed thing to have on that side of, we have a lot of wrecks and different things on that side of the county. They can get there much faster. It's a little bit different in Ridgefield. We don't have a 24-hour crew, but we have a crew that leaves work and jumps right on it, and they're advanced. They've taken tons of courses. They're very good and highly respected, the crew that runs that ambulance. So
Well, when it's
Appreciate
20
it.
below zero, it'll start to.
yeah.
That's worth a lot.
Okay, Trailblazer maintenance. Cindy got a quote on the maintenance to fix up the Trailblazer, which we talked about last week, I think, Commissioner
Yes.
Hubert. It needs a trans flush, spark plugs, lube, oil, and filter change, antifreeze, odds and ends, and it came to $405.01 is the quote to get it back going, and Cindy wanted to offer it up to all the different offices to use so that it wasn't sitting so long at a time, and that would be our elections little vehicle. And Joanne and I have taken it before when we've gone to meetings, and
And I can't find anywhere where there's been a record of maintenance. And it's got a little over 80,000 miles on it, so it just needed that 80 to 100,000 mile everything, which is what that is.
Well, it was set around.
Yeah.
yeah, lubricate the chassis, strain the crankcase, all that just standard stuff that it needs done because it hasn't been done in a long time.
I think we had that agreement before that it was a county one, that this would renew it, so. But there is a question that I have on that. While our caretaker was going through that, I went over to him and they put a new battery in it, and that battery was not needed. It was the alternator that was bad, and that was after they had it at the station. So the station did not catch the alternator being bad, and I think our caretaker here put the alternator in.
So I was going to ask you, since that is above and beyond, is that something he would be paid separately from, or is that going to be under his umbrella?
Oh, he's just,
Well, it's not in his scope of work. See?
I was just asking.
well, I think he was just expecting to do that under his
Okay. Umbrella
job.
work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should be kicked down something for that, because if you were to take it someplace else, they'd charge you $90 an hour. That's maintenance, regular labor. And considering it's out of his scope of work, because you have a contract with him that says what his scope of work is, don't you?
No. He's
No,
not
you don't?
contracted. He's an employee.
Oh, he's an employee.
Yeah.
He's an employee.
Ah, darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would fall under the same thing that he starts the generator every so often, changes the oil every so often. I think he understands that's what was done before, and that's what we expect of him now.
I'm okay with
I have to
that. I
agree.
just thought I would ask, since it's not anything to do with the courthouse.
I agree.
Yeah, Mechanic-Key's kind of a little bit on the edge, French
Yeah.
there, huh? Okay. Trailblazer, can we have a motion on that one?
I will make a motion to pay Lee's Automotive for the Lincoln County 2008 Chevy Blazer to be, to get a maintenance. Transmission flush, spark plugs, lube oil filter for $405.01.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to take care of the Trailblazer maintenance at 405.01.
How
All in
much
favor?
was it?
405.01.
405.
All in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes, motion passes. Okay, landfill specials.
Okay, it's that time of year.
That time of year.
Circuit breaker is here.
last year we did 84 circuit breakers or property tax reduction applications. And with those, we exempted the landfill fee, the special, and that totaled $7,980. What we have billed out total for solid waste is $212,962.12. If you take away the $79.80, that gives us a net of $204,982.12. So I'm asking, are we going to exempt it again this year? I don't know what the landfill bill is annually.
Do you know right offhand, Commissioner Hubert?
No, but I think it's 23 something twice or 18 something twice. Better look it up.
No, it's like 180
Yeah, it's,
something thousand or something.
yeah,
Because I know last year Brenda was concerned that we'd be running short.
Well, we were thinking of running short if we put in the new cement pad,
Okay,
and so we took that out.
okay. Well,
And,
I'm just
well,
making sure we got enough.
we took that out of the billing for from the landfill, but we left it in our budget here, and I don't think we're going to have enough to do that this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm just giving you the numbers. I don't know.
So
I don't know what
I put it up in our argument last time when we were deducting the $95 from those. I still stand that way, but I'm outvoted, so that's fine because we need that, and eventually I hope that the future land boards out there will have the income that is generated from that to where we can get rid of that $95.
I'm
well,
gonna find it here in a minute.
okay, so I'll continue talking a little bit here. So with the new way that they are doing, because they have what we kind of call an asset test, but it's not really an asset test. What it is the new circuit breaker this year. Our median valuation for homes at 125%, which is what they're allowing, is $171,050. So if they continue this, it will take 10 people off the circuit breaker. The House did pass, and it's gone on to the Senate side, where they're going to take it up to 150%, which I believe will only leave, or 300,000, whichever is greater. So that would leave it, everyone would get circuit breaker, but
Way
one
back in
person.
the all the stuff that what's included in this, I'm a little, so because I just have the numbers and I don't have what's really totally included in that right in front of me. I've got the solid waste contract is $239, $279. However, I'm not sure if we didn't have that 50,000 in there. I thought we did have the 50,000 in for.
That was for the building.
Mm-hmm.
That was
That was
year
last
4.
year.
No, what I mean, didn't we put something in for the concrete?
We put the 140 in it, but we did not put it in from the landfill. They did not bill us. That's not in that billing that we have.
Okay. So 239, 279. Again, I don't have the whole spreadsheet on that. I just have the total. And I also don't have on the revenue side how much is in that fund. Do you have the fund balance? Let me look really quick. I do have revenues here.
And I was
Well,
in
then
here
that would be
Saturday. I
short
took my
5,000
budget home
at
and
that
it's still home.
Okay, so we've got in the landfill revenue side, it looks like 300,814 minus the 239, 279 for our contract is 61,535.
So we're still
And that's
good.
payable in 2 payments each year.
So we're still good if you guys are willing to exempt the special for.
We've done that for seniors. I like the program.
I love it. I love being able to tell people that they won't owe anything at all, instead of you'll get just your landfill.
Right.
And they really appreciate it.
It's a very good program for the seniors and disabled. So I am for it. How do you feel, commissioners?
I feel good about it,
Yeah.
Okay.
even though it's tight this year. Why I'm for it. I'm for the seniors. I need their vote.
What?
I thought you weren't running.
Isn't-
I thought you were
Isn't
out.
that
No.
a real political statement?
Yeah, that's about as correct as you can get, Larry.
All right. Well, I would make a motion that we exempt the landfill specials for the circuit breaker applications.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any other concerns
Oh,
on
is that
that?
also for our veterans as well? Because we have some that just for the veterans, and we usually
Yes.
include them. And I think I have like maybe 2 or 3.
Yes. Including the veterans, yeah. Our senior veterans, right?
And no, it's 100% disabled veterans.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, the
And it's
disabled veterans.
service-related disabled.
Right,
not-
right. Yes, including the service-related disabled veterans. Okay, Roy, you're okay with that amendment?
I was writing here. I'm sorry.
I amended to add the service-related disabled veterans.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, do that application thing, not just.
All right, all in favor signify by saying yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Roy did.
Roy, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, I have got 2 letters now, one from Richfield Senior Center and one from Shoshone Senior Center, which is called the Golden Years Senior Center, on fund requests. All right, on the Richfield Senior Center, I'll read it. It says, Dear Commissioners, due to COVID pandemic, the Richfield Senior Center had to close its doors for 11 months. Consequently, we've had estimated revenue losses of approximately $12,000 from that time period. We still had bills to pay, i.e. power, water, sewer, phone, insurance, having the floors cleaned and waxed, etc. We also purchased safety equipment, cleaning supplies, hand sanitizers, non-slip rugs in the front of the door for the safety of our senior citizens. We've also encountered revenue losses from rentals of our building and donations we received from funeral dinners. For the welfare of Lincoln County citizens, we would use the money from ARPA funds for the following: future roof repair, a handicap ramp, exterior painting of building, kitchen appliance replacement, as in a new frost-free freezer, ceiling repair, new tables, new door on the west side of building, new sink for the women's bathroom, and a bookcase. We appreciate all the work you as commissioners have done to make these funds available to us. We ask that you consider our request for revenue loss through the ARPA funds. Sincerely, Pat House, member of the Board of Directors, Richfield Senior Center. So that one is asking for a $12,000 donation through the ARPA funds for revenue loss.
And all of those things fell within the guidelines, even the freezer.
Well, all the revenue loss falls totally within all the guidelines, and their revenue loss was $12,000, and what they're saying is what they would go ahead and spend it on, and yes, all of those things comply.
Okay.
So did they have money already set aside to pay the bills for the power, water, sewer, insurance, all of that?
Well, they use the money that comes in from all the lunches and the rentals, and with them closed 11 months,
The lack of income.
they didn't have any income to pay those bills, and so it ran their account about down to nothing, zero.
That's what I'm saying. They had money in their account though to pay and keep afloat.
Yeah,
They
but
just
it,
didn't get any
They
to
would
replace
During
revenue
the
to
cash
replace.
flow
Yeah.
for the year.
yeah, it ran them down to broke, pretty much, pretty close. So,
So they don't have any money in their account right now. If we give them the money, they would use it towards roof repair, handicap wrap, and that, but then they still wouldn't have any money in their account. See what I'm saying?
well, they've opened now for several months, and so they're slowly climbing back up. And I know they did get one small donation of, I think, $2,500 through the Office of Aging for revenue replacement.
Okay.
So they're slowly trying to climb out, but of course, if anything major happens and they're sitting where they are now, it's going to be very problematic. they won't be able to do it. So I would like to be able to replace their revenue loss, as it's certainly, that stands out as one of the easiest ones for the ARPA funds. It meets all the criteria.
I'm just concerned that they're gonna be using the ARPA funds to do these additional repairs, but not have any money for future snafus.
All I can tell you is they're pretty savvy and they're pretty tight with their funds down there. They've had to be, and so I don't have any doubt that and I know they have one accountant on their board who's pretty sharp, and so I think that they will be very frivolous. And very, not frivolous, and not frivolous at all, and very careful and conservative with the funds.
Okay.
Well, they'll be
To help
able to
build
open
their
up
account
again.
back up.
They're open now.
And when they do, that cash flow will
Yeah.
support that.
You should support them. You should invite me out on
Yep.
ground.
Okay.
Do you want to do that one
You wanna
first?
look at that? Nope. Sure. You wanna make a motion?
No, I don't know the amount. You do it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
I'll make a motion to pay the Richfield Senior Center $12,000 out of our ARPA money, American Rescue Plan Act money, to replace the revenue that was lost during the pandemic. And okay, that's it.
I will second that.
Give a motion and second to replace the revenue loss for the Richfield Senior Center in the amount of $12,000. All in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Yes, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, and the next letter is from the Golden Year Senior Citizens. I'm writing to request COVID-19 relief funds in the amount of $25,000. Making this request based on the fact that due to COVID-19 restrictions, the Golden Year Senior Center was forced to close our building and suspend our on-site meal program from March 2020 until February 2021. 60 meals per week is a conservative estimate of what was served at our Shoshone facility prior to the closures. For each of those meals, we would have been reimbursed from the Area Office of Aging at a rate of $3.50 per meal. Additionally, the vast majority of the residents, or the clients, served, donate $4 for each meal that they are served. Based on that conservative estimate, our revenue loss during that time was in excess of $23,000. While there's no need to purchase supplies to prepare all those meals during the time, there was still many costs incurred. Even though there are no meals being served on site, the center is under contract to provide home delivered meals, Meals on Wheels, and that service necessitated continuing to pay our cook at the normal rate of $10 per hour for a minimum of 12 hours per week, and the site manager at the time continued to work and was paid $1,100 per month. In addition to salaries, other expenses were required to be paid during this period. Those include insurance for the building and contents, workers' compensation insurance, utilities, a lease for office equipment, routine maintenance of the building, and maintenance and serving of kitchen equipment and fire suppression systems. Meeting all these expenses was only possible by virtually depleting our entire organization's savings account, leaving us with no buffer against emergencies and unforeseen expenses that inevitably arise. The funds requested will be used to partially replenish our savings account. Participation in our meal program has not yet and may never return to the pre-COVID levels, and operating costs, especially food prices, have increased significantly. So a portion of the funds will be used to supplement our continued operations. Finally, our kitchen facilities do not meet the current standards of the Idaho Department of Health and Area Office of Aging for a facility of our type. Since we have been in existence for so many years, we are granted an annual exemption to continue our operations, but it is our desire to gradually make the necessary improvements to be in full compliance, and a portion of the funds requested would likely be used to help us meet that goal. Thank you for your consideration at this time. This is from Mark Carruthers, who is the site manager.
So they served 60 meals per
Week,
Week.
conservatively, yeah.
and they were unable to do it from March 21 to
March 2020 to February 2021. They had to close down.
okay.
And I'm glad to see that they put into that. The clients donated usually $4. Just about everybody that went in there. I was a board member there for a lot of years, and So I would make a motion that we take $25,000 out of the, which fund?
ARPA?
ARPA. And I'd like to know what the total is on, we still have plenty of funds in there,
Yes.
okay? To go to the Golden Years Senior Center in Shoshone, Idaho.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion second to revenue replacement from our ARPA funds for the Golden Years Senior Center for $25,000. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Boy, I don't hear that stamp going until she hears that yes.
I wouldn't want to be ahead of the game.
So the balance fund for 540,000, is that what we received this year from ARPA already?
I think it was 520.
520?
Okay, because I thought it was 530 something.
Okay, well, I don't know. Anyways.
It's 5-ish.
It's a little over 5.
And then in May, late May, we get the second tranche.
Okay.
For that. All right, farmers market. Would you like to?
Animal shelter.
Oh, animal shelter. Sure. Morning, gentlemen. All right, animal shelter.
So, good morning, commissioners.
Morning.
Morning, Chair.
Here's a estimate on to build and enclose the building of 17.3 some change.
You want to speak up a little better?
We just need a signature and some money to go out to the company to get started on the permit process. We have the money from donations of 24,000
24.
and some change. So
That's only about half of what you need though, isn't it?
this is just to get the building enclosed, and then
Commissioner?
we have donations of
We
for
have
the
the-
inside drywall insulation. Does not include electrical, but to get us on the building, so it's enclosed.
So what's your plan for the remainder?
Electrical. We're trying to wait until the city gets me a better idea on what it's going to be for sewer. We might have to maybe put a septic in.
Well, if you build a house for yourself and you only had half enough money to do it, and you didn't have any,
So on the inside, we have all the kennels. The drywall and insulation are covered with donation. So that is about done on the inside.
Plumbing and electrical would be nice.
Yeah, the electrical is 2,000 to hook up. The plumbing is either to the city or a septic, and then the water, the city is doing that.
and that's
Donating.
heated cement pad.
It's not heated.
I thought that was a requirement.
No, it's just one of
It
the
is not?
options.
That's
It's just an
something that
option.
we've investigated and we do not want to go down that road.
It sounds like
because
It will be
a year or
heated,
two
though.
ago they said it was.
Has to
So
be
it
heated
is not.
some way.
Yeah, it sounded like there was
We will
more
heat it.
issues with heated floor than good coming out of it.
Okay,
We're still, we're planning a large fundraiser in May as we speak right now. So, but a lot of our donations were also in kind,
well, those are my questions.
yeah, like a donation.
I just need an autograph and a check cut.
Out of your
You make
account.
it sound
Account.
so easy. All we need is your signature and some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Well,
sent
we
them.
have the
Do you want to
money.
make a motion?
Okay. I will make a motion to sign the bid, to accept this bid from Liberty Trading Inc. for building just the shell of the new animal shelter for Lincoln County, and a check to be cut for $5,000.
Yeah.
Okay, $5,000 for the contractor.
Okay, what's the total price?
The total price is $17,360.
And
I'll
he just
second that motion.
motion and second. And he just wants $5,000 in materials advance,
To get
basically. Okay. Okay, we have a motion and second to approve the bid received by Liberty Trading LLC for the new animal shelter and their request for a $5,000 material advance. And this, just to remind everybody, is basically a pass-through account from donations.
Yep.
All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes. It's a weird day today. There's a lot of tubes. It's Tubes Day.
I know, yeah. I didn't even think of that one.
These tubes.